Hey y'all, it's Gina and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review on the new Not Your Mother's Curl Talk Curl Activating Mousse from the drugstore. I've been testing out the Curl Talk line for a while and I didn't find that I was that crazy about it to actually do a full video on it. I've shared it on Instagram and stuff. I've actually been sharing a lot of curly hair tidbits on my Instagram story, so if you're not following me over there, be sure to do so and you'll get a lot more tips and product recommendations, and I'll show you my routine when I'm getting ready and stuff, so lots more happening over there compared to just what I feature in a video. But I actually have really been enjoying this, although there's some things I don't like about it, so I wanted to share with you my opinions on this. I think using a mousse on curly hair is really interesting because it's so different from a cream or a gel is what we typically talk about here. So it's really interesting to be trying out some mousses. Is that how you say it? Mousses? Mousses lately. I recently did another video on a mousse. That one was less hold than this one. This one has a little bit hold, and I definitely think I might like this one better. It just depends on the look that you want. This says it's soft touchable hold for all curl types, and it says it's a level 2. I would actually kind of consider this like a 3 or maybe even a 4. It's not a strong hold, but it's a little bit better than a regular cream. I think this has more hold though than the gel in that collection. That's just my hair though. Some people love those two products, but I didn't find that they lasted as long on me, which is why I didn't actually do a YouTube video on them. But this mousse was actually reformulated to not contain silicone. So when they first came out with the collection, everything was sulfate and silicone free except for the mousse. And that was really weird because everyone was really excited about having another option from the drugstore that was sulfate and silicone free. And then to have one product in the collection that was not silicone free was a disappointment, but they thankfully listened to everyone and ended up creating a new version of this and discontinued the old one, which is just so amazing when companies actually listen to us like that. So there still might be some out there that have silicone in it, so be sure to read the label. Make sure you don't see amodimethicone, and an easy way to also tell is it should say no silicones right on the back of the bottle, so that's really handy. So this mousse is not like your typical mousse that you think of. I used to use mousse back in the day, probably back when I first started my channel. I'm sure I was using mousse, and I think I was using like the Tresemme one or something, and it was so drying on my hair. They always contain alcohols and silicones, and my hair just felt really brittle and dry. It's almost like a hairspray is usually how mousse would make your hair feel. But I used to use it all the time, and I definitely usually don't recommend mousses, but I love that this one is not drying on the hair. It's the most moisturizing mousse that I have ever seen, and it also provides pretty good volume and hold for just using one product. So today when I take you through how I applied this product, I only used one product, which is hard for me to do because I typically use a cream and a gel, sometimes even a hairspray too. I like layering products, so for me to just have these results over using one product only are pretty amazing, so that's why I had to talk about it. So this says that it has lasting shine and definition, humidity protection for frizz-free curls. So it's spring right now, so we don't have a lot of humidity, although I did wear this the other day when it was raining, and I thought it held up pretty good. I do get a little bit of frizz by the end of the day, and I definitely still have to refresh the next day, so this is not a really long-lasting hold for me like you would get with a gel, but I reviewed some really strong hold gels here on my channel, and those will last me till the next day to where I don't even have to add more product. But with this, I do have to add more product. It's not too bad, but I still have really good definition and stuff the next day. Another thing that I noticed with this is I have a ton of shine. My hair looks so shiny. I just cannot believe the shine. I normally don't even notice shine. Like I don't normally try to get shine out of my products, I guess, but with this I actually noticed it where I was like, wow, my curls are super shiny without looking crunchy and hard. So let's go ahead and get started with how I apply it. So I just actually deep conditioned my hair. If you didn't see my video on how to deep condition curls, I will link it for you down below, but I'm filming this at the same time. So I just rinsed out my deep conditioner and I'm going to section off my hair. I've been doing this method for a while now where I've been sectioning off my hair just to make sure I get everything covered very good, because I do have a lot of frizz that usually occurs like within the inside of my hair, and I hate frizz, so I find that sectioning it off makes sure that I coat everything from root to tip, and it just works a lot better. I'm actually going to be using my Denman brush to distribute the product and also help with my curl definition. You don't have to use this, but it just makes a big difference for me, and I've been loving using it to apply my styling products. So I'm just sectioning it off, applying a pump. A little goes a long way because this does expand and get really big, but you can tell that this doesn't have alcohol because it doesn't just disappear. Like when you rub it into your hands, it has this very creamy consistency, which is really interesting. It almost feels like a cream once you rub it in. It feels amazing on the hair, and I'm just combing it through with that brush and just creating some ringlets by taking individual little pieces, just twisting the brush almost like a curling wand to create some ringlets. And since my hair was pretty wet when I'm applying this, I'm just gonna take my hair repair towel and scrunch out any excess water and also help with that curl definition. When you're using a mousse, your hair is gonna dry really fast, so you might have to reapply water if you don't like to diffuse your hair when it's starting to dry, but I notice my hair dries a lot faster when using a mousse. So now I'm just working my way all the way up to the top of my head. Once I get to the top section, I've been combing it forward just so I can apply the product easier, and then I'll actually comb it back, which has been helping with volume around the crown area. And I try to not like have an exact part. I will take some random pieces and just wrap them around the Denman brush, around my face especially, just so I have good ringlets around there. And that area gets really shiny, especially with having that perfect ringlet from the brush. This product just helps hold that for days. So you can also take some of this product and apply it to your roots, which I actually like to do to give me some volume. I don't find that it causes buildup on my roots. It doesn't weigh my roots down or anything. So if you had wavy hair or very fine curly hair, which I do have fine curly hair, this is not going to weigh it down. It's not going to get really producty and stuff on next day hair. So I like applying a little bit to my roots to help with some volume when I diffuse. So now I'm first going to spritz my hair with some heat protectant. This is just one from Aveda. I'll link these products on the blog post that goes with this video. That'll be down below. But I just spritz some of that on, and then I'm going to diffuse using my Irresistible Me Onyx dryer along with my Croc diffuser attachment. I love this diffuser attachment because I can flip my head over and really use the teeth to get volume. I noticed that my hair dried so much faster. I probably diffused for less than 10 minutes when I use this, versus other products, like if I use a cream first, then a gel, having all that moisture on the inside of my hair makes it dry so slow. Sometimes it can take like 20 minutes to actually dry it, which is probably short even for some people with even thicker hair than me. But it dried really fast in about 10 minutes, and the roots dried really quickly too. So I also flip my head back to right side up, and I kind of lean it over to get underneath. I find that since it does dry so fast, I do have to start from the bottom and diffuse up toward the root versus starting with my roots, because my hair will start to dry stringy. The ends will dry even if I'm not placing the diffuser right on them. So I find that this works the best, to where I just start underneath, push my hair up to my roots and let it dry that way, so I get really good ringlets, or else it dries kind of stringy in different lengths all over the place. So I think because it dries so quickly, I end up with weird uneven curls. So diffusing this way helps, to where I start at the bottom and work my way up to my roots at the end. So now that I'm done diffusing, I'm just gonna shake out my roots. I did finish with the cold setting, by the way, but you don't wanna shake out your roots until they're completely dry, or else you can cause some frizz. And flip my head over, and you can see how much volume I have around the top. I'm just kind of working my part out to where I like it. I have a little bit of frizz going on up top, but nothing too crazy. Sometimes I'll just add a little bit more mousse to areas that look frizzy. Like if you get a limp curl like this one, I'll just apply a little bit more water and mousse. Sometimes I'll use the Denman brush again, and then I'll re-diffuse that curl to help shrink it back up. So another thing that I noticed with this product is my roots still feel super clean and soft. My hair feels extremely soft underneath. It doesn't feel really producty. I don't feel like I have buildup on my roots. It just feels like when you get your hair squeaky clean at the roots, which I really like, because my hair, since it's fine, it can get really weighed down at the root. This definitely does not weigh it down at all, and just feels very clean still. So now we're done. This is pretty much it. You can see my results are just amazing. It's so shiny. I have really great definition. It has really good hold to it too. That's why I said again, I'm surprised it's marked as a number 2 hold, because I definitely have a little bit of a cast on my hair, but overall my entire head doesn't have a cast. Like underneath it feels soft, I think because I scrunched that area with the towel a little bit more, so I kind of removed a lot of the excess product. But I do have a little bit of a cast, which I love, because that gives me more hold that's gonna last for next day, to where I don't have to do too much to it for second day hair. So I did actually share my refresh routine with using this product on, I think it was day 3 hair, on my Instagram stories. So I will link you to the Instagram photo below, and I also saved it to my story highlights. So that's it for this review. If you have tried this out, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Definitely let everyone know your curl type that you have and what you thought of the mousse, or if you've tried another mousse that you really like. So that's it for today. Be sure to subscribe if you have not subscribed already. I would love for you to join my YouTube family. I post lots of curly hair videos as well as everyday makeup looks, and I break everything down at very simplified and easy to follow, and I have some home content here or there. If you haven't seen my curly hair care for beginners series, I will put the link in the cards as well as down below, where I break everything step by step down on how to care for your naturally curly hair if you're just getting started with it. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye everyone.